Okay, we're going to run you through exercise 16 in the Rhino Level 1 training manual. I have the drawing right here pulled up that we're going to use. I'm also in Rhino and I'm in small objects millimeters. Like the directions tell you, for reference, this is on page 55. We're going to use a combination of coordinates as well as constraints. So you'll notice periodically I'll click between these to shut them on and off. Sometimes I'll put in coordinates, and other times we'll just draw lines. I'm going to start right down here in the middle, and ultimately I'm only going to draw half of this because then we can mirror the other half provided we get this half correct. So I'm going to start with the polyline tool, and I'm going to start at 0, 0. So I can punch that in. It shows up right there. Okay, we have our line right there. I'm going to do half of this, and I'm going to use relative coordinates. So I'm going to do R, -20, because that's half of 40, and the x coordinates come first, comma 0, enter. There's my line. Now I need to do 8 inches. I'm going to turn off, or 8 millimeters, sorry. I'm going to turn off ortho, type in 8, and then I'm going to use the less than sign and type 120. What that allows me to do is snap some 120 degrees from that previous point. I'm going to click, and that locks that in. This next one is 16 millimeters, so I'm going to use absolute again. I'm going to go R, -16, comma 0. What that'll do is draw a 16 millimeter line that goes straight to the left. And then from there, R0, comma 40. And it snaps up. I'm going to zoom out a little bit. R8, comma 0. R0, comma 8. Keep in mind x goes first, y coordinates go second. Enter. And then R-8, comma 0. Whoops, actually I put an extra line in there. R-8, comma 0. Okay, now we're at 8. And then R0, comma 40. That'll take it straight up for us. R8, comma 0. Since we're going to the right, hit enter. And then here we have another angle constraint. So for this one, I'm going to punch in 36.77. This side here is going to be the same as this side. Hit enter. And then I'm going to do less than 45. What that will allow it to do is snap out here to a 45-degree angle. I'm going to click to lock that in place. And then I'm going to go R0, comma -8 because we're going straight down 8 millimeters. Hit enter. And then I'm going to do half of this. So half of 12 is 6. That's going to be R6, comma 0. Hit enter. And there we go. I'm going to hit enter again to stop it. And there's my polyline that I've drawn for half of this, basically on either side of the dashed line. Now to make 2 of these, I'm going to highlight it, so click on it, type mirror. Make sure in the menu box that copy says yes. I'm going to make sure that OSNAP is on at end, and I'm going to click at the end of one line and the end of the other line. Now I've drawn this whole thing by only drawing half of it. Whenever we output something to a CNC, it's a good idea to get in the habit of highlighting everything. Right here it says 2 curves, so I'm going to type join, and now we have 1 curve. For this, it's not super important, but when we export it to make it on the plasma, the laser, the router, etc., we want to make sure that we have joined curves. You can follow along in the directions. It shows you how to extrude it. Click on that, type extrude curve, and it tells us to extrude it to 150, so we punch in 150. Just to show you what that looks like, I'm going to go into perspective, change it to rendered, and we've just drawn our V block.